Hello everyone, this is Aaron from Hybrid with my reviews and thoughts from episode 2 of House of the Dragon. Getting right into it, we got an intro this week. Don't know what the hell it was, but we got one. I mean, what were we looking at? What were we watching with that intro? Was it blood? Was it wine? I don't know. With Game of Thrones, we got a clockwork map of Westeros, and we knew it was that because it was presented to us simple and clever. So much so that it's considered one of the best intros ever. Yeah, but House of the Dragon? Skip intro. Skip intro from now on. Okay, so first off in the episode, we have the small council discussing some matters, and the sea snake comes in complaining of some attacks. Now, Rhaena's still walking around acting as the server, and when the council is discussing these attacks and what to do, Rhaena speaks up to give her 14-year-old opinion on what to do on a political matter, and then is promptly sent away. In the post-credits featurette after the episode, those two femimales that write this crap said that it was because this female dared to speak up in the patriarchy. So they sent her off. And it's like, these fuckers. Because if I was a kid, male or female, destined to be the next ruler of the realm, and I had the opportunity to listen to these privileged conversations and dealings and just observe and learn while serving drinks, I would keep my fucking mouth shut. So yeah, Rhaena spoke out of turn and was admonished for it, rightly so. But these femimale writers were like, it's because she's a woman. And it's such horse shit. So Rhaena gets banished from the small council. And she's assigned to choose a new Knight of the Kingsguard. And this is where they purposefully dumb down the older, wiser male characters, the Hand of the King and the Head of the Kingsguard, just to make Rhaena look singularly insightful, because of the knights that were gathered, of course you're going to pick the only battle-tested knight. Like, why is there even a discussion here? It's just to make the men look dumb, and it's so transparent and obvious. Now let me just say this about the episode. There is a story here. There's an actual dramatic, possibly compelling story that's being told here, but it's like someone came in after the fact and just shoehorned in a bunch of intersectional bullshit where it has no place, and it is incredibly conspicuous. It stands out and it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, then there's this scene with Rhaena and her friend, and what I can only describe as some incredibly rageful candles. I've lit a candle or several, and none have burned with such fury as these. It was incredibly distracting from the scene, because all I could think of was, why are these candles so angry? But chugging through this episode, we learn Viserys is a pacifist. He wants to avoid battle, he wants to avoid war where he can, which makes his decision at the very end of the episode even more baffling. Because everyone here is trying to marry the king off, so they can get into his house and possibly have a proper heir, even though no one in this episode, except the queen that never was, expresses discontent with Rhaena as a successor and heir to the throne. Now, the sea snake, who's married to the queen that never was, offers up his daughter, his 12-year-old daughter, and it's like, oh, dude. It's rightfully a very icky scene when Viserys meets Lena, and Viserys seems uncomfortable as well. Okay, and then they have this scene with Rhaena and the queen that never was immediately after the meeting. The one that they passed over in favor of Viserys. And it was this cringe scene where the queen that never was is just lamenting, patriarchy, oh, the patriarchy. The men will never let a woman be queen. And Rhaena's just standing there like, no, they won't let you be queen. They kneeled before me and accepted me as heir. And I'm like, oh, shit. Finally, some truth. And this goes to what I said before, that there is a story here, but they just insert this garbage. I mean, the post-credits featurette, they should never have put that at the end of each episode. It's so detrimental to everything. But in that featurette, they mentioned this scene. And these femimale writers are, here we have this important scene with these two strong women on screen together, and they're just jerking themselves to this. They're so proud of themselves, it's pathetic. They think this is such an accomplishment. I'm not going to get into the whole Daemon scene where he steals the egg, because that was just a throwaway scene put in there for the sole purpose of his side chick Massaria that coincidentally sounds exactly like Max from Black Sails, so much so that it's all I can think about when she talks. But this was just one of those throwaway plot lines just so she can have the line, how dare you threaten me with child? Like, okay, there's your messaging, now go away. Back to Viserys. Now Viserys knows he has to wed someone. And politically, Lena, the 12-year-old girl, is the best choice. And he talks this over with Rhaena, and they both agree that even though it's distasteful and he doesn't want to insult the memory of Rhaena's mother, he has to marry this kid because it would strengthen his house, his legacy, and stabilize the realm. And it would also create an ally for life in the Sea Snake. Now, Rhaena agrees with this, and she understands that this is not his personal choice, but the duty of the king. And I'm thinking, wow, this is uncharacteristically logical given the writing up to this point. But then he does a complete 180 and decides to marry Rhaena's friend Alicent, the daughter of the Hand, who up to this point, how she was being portrayed in the episode, I thought would have been perfect to eventually succeed her father as Hand of the King, thereby probably being the first female Hand? But no, screw that. The agenda clearly states, Queen or nothing. So this incredibly out of character, inexplicable decision throws everything into disarray and drives the sea snake to ally himself with Daemon. And that's the second episode. It is such a shit show. My goodness. It's abundantly clear that this show is being pulled in two different directions that cannot be reconciled. One is trying to tell an intriguing story, and then another one is coming along trying to fill that intriguing story with a bunch of woke bullshit that doesn't belong there and is incredibly out of place. And that's probably the reason why so many heads are rolling at HBO right now. But until next week, thanks for watching to the end, and I will see you out there.